Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's see here if I can get this over here. Yeah. All right. So if you're coming in, make sure that you say hello. Let me know that you're here. This is Tuesday, and it is hot as all get out outside. I'm very thankful for Tuesdays because I am so busy on Tuesdays. I don't walk on Tuesdays. That's like my day off. And it is like crazy. Like, I don't know what the temperature is. I'm almost scared to look, but I'm telling you, it's something. It's something. It's something big and huge. And yeah. So, if it's hot, let me know that it's hot where you're at. And if you're in North Carolina, I already know because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it here in Statesville. It is hot. Hot, hot, hot. And you know what? It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Hey, Tosh. I see Tosh. Tasha's on here first. Tasha's on here first. Tasha, you stalking me? Tasha, are you stalking me? Are you stalking me? Because I stalk you. I need you to know. And by the way, fabulous job on that reel for Market America for the OPC3. Can I just say that? Like I almost didn't recognize you because you was like so serious. I was like, who is that person that I am watching? So I went back and I watched it again and I said, that is my person. It is my person that is being serious like that, like professional and all that stuff. I was like, whoa, that's good. So good job. I saw that. That's wonderful. And if y'all aren't taking OPC3, you need to get on it. Good for your skin, good for your blood flow, most powerful. We're not even talking about products today, but most powerful antioxidant ever. It is. It's good stuff. And no, girl, you were never serious. I mean, like even when you trying to be serious, you're really not serious. I thought you were going to give me something when you were like, even the skin. With that, I thought, oh, here she comes. Here comes that true personality. I thought. But I was like, no, she's good. Good morning, baby. I see you on here too. But it was good. I loved it. And I suddenly was thinking about like all the outtakes that you probably had too from taking that, like getting very flustered with yourself. I feel your pain. So yeah. So if you're on here, please say hello. Tasha and I will go on for hours, so let's not even... God, do you see that piece of hair right there? It just keeps sticking out. No matter what I did with it today, it's sticking out. I'm thinking maybe it might be, like, growing because of the fix. I'm taking the fix, right? The fix hair treatment to make all the hair where I'm starting to thin, trying to get that to grow back in. I'm just thinking. So, oh my gosh, I didn't change my pinned comments. Okay, better health, better life, better community. Check us out. I did not change my so if you won't check it out, you can check it out, but that's not what it's about today, y'all. Okay, I forget it. I have too many things to worry about in my day. Like this fly that's flying around, and I keep hearing him zoom past my ears. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. We should do it with Tasha Molly. Girl, you don't know how many times I do this. And if you haven't tried that button, I get blah, 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 blah. That's what I do. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta delete that. I was like, I get so flustered with myself. Even when I'm trying to be funny, I get flustered with myself. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. So yeah. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. And by the way, stay cool, no matter where you're at. It seems like it's hot everywhere. I mean, I'm talking about North Carolina, but can I tell you, it absolutely seems like it is hot everywhere, and not hot in a good way. Okay, so take your electrolytes for sure. And if you don't have any, You know what? We've got these things called Tower electrolytes that will absolutely. I'm drinking so much water right now, and I'm not even really a water drinker, but I have turned into that person. So, yeah, and Lee drinks them all the time. Stay hydrated, people. It is important, or you are going to collapse. I got up yesterday morning and realized that starting tomorrow morning when I walk, I've got to get up like 2 hours earlier. I legit thought I was going to die yesterday walking. I'm walking, I do the second lap, I am drenched. And by the way, it is like 10 o'clock, and I am drenched. Hey, Christine, good to see you, babe. And I am like, holy crap. And I'm like, you know what? Some good-looking young construction worker, because they're working it's going to like find me collapse. My old body collapsed on the grass because like I was the dummy out here walking in 85-degree heat. And I thought, Jesus, please just get me. Just, Jesus, get me to the house and I'll take this little break. So I did. I came in, I drank a lot of water, let my body cool down for about 15 minutes. But I was determined, you know me. I went back out. I'm going to kill that fly. Did you see that fly? Fly just, that's the devil today. The devil is the fly. Anyways, I said I have to go back out. I have to finish my last 2 laps. And my one lap has an added like downhill and then uphill. And this is no joke. I got to that part where I'm supposed to add it in, okay? And I did this. I sat and I looked at it. I looked all the way down the hill, knowing that the downhill was not going to be so bad, but coming up. So I started counting like how many vehicles were at the end of the driveways so that if I had to stop and take a breather, like, was I not going to burn my hand off because the car was going to be, was there a tree I could sit under for a second? The things that go through my head when I am walking. Yes. But I need you to know, I did not wuss out. I did not. I went down the hill. And about halfway up that hill, I thought, you are stupid. You stupid. What are you doing, woman? Do you not have any sense? And then by the time I got to the other end and I knew I was probably like 5 minutes from finishing, I had to look for the gratefulness in it. You know what I had to say to myself? Tasha said, yep, I was out at 6:30 because yesterday about dummy and girl, I hear you. So this what happened. When I got to that point where I'm worried about where the construction people are going to find me and going to be like, is she just relaxing or is she like dead or does she need our help? Like, you know, why would she just be laying here over across the sidewalk in the grass? Before we got there, I was like, had my worship music going right in my ear, and I just immediately started saying, you know what, Jesus? You got me this far in the walk. Like, you took me through the first 2 laps. I felt your push that says, girl, go finish it, but be smarter tomorrow and get out earlier. I did hear him say that to me. Like, girl, you need to get up earlier so you can get this done because there will be no excuses as to why you can't get this walk done, right? So I started praising him. I started saying, God, thank you so much for getting me through this because what you've just shown me is that you can get me through the worst part of this walk. Then you know what? I can definitely get to the end and get home. And although I was not a towel full of sweat, I was a bucket full of sweat. I mean, I could have wring out every part of my body. Every stinking part of my body, I could have filled it up. Yeah, for sure. Hi, Nita. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm staying hydrated. I am. So tomorrow looks like it's going to have to be a 7 or 7:30 day. I'm not liking that because as my girl Tasha will get up early all the time. Joanna Niederheiser, she does too. She gets up all the time. They get up, they do this grounding stuff and get up early and I get up early for one reason. Fridays with Dr. D. That would be it. Like otherwise, like I'm up, but I'm not up and grooving. Okay, I'm up at 7:30, but I am not talkable. Like, do not talk to. Don't you text me at 7? What is wrong with you, Tasha? Stop it. I get on the team. We are on the WhatsApp, and when Petra and Scott start, they used to start at like 5:30 in the morning. Good morning, everybody, and my phone would start going off, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? Somebody needs me. I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, who the crap need me at freaking 5:30 in the morning, right? And they're all like, good morning. I'm like, there ain't nothing good about the morning yet, except I woke up, and I was not ready to wake up. So, no, don't, Lee. I will hurt you, Lee. Oh, hey, Mom's on. Lee, do you see? Mom's on. Mom, my mother-in-law's on here. Mama, your hill would kill me in the wintertime, Ma. Let's be honest. They have got okay, so let me be honest, okay? We have one hill that I don't tackle very often, but every now and then I feel froggy, right? And I'll go tackle it, and then I'm always regretful that I did, but yet proud of myself that I did it, which is so weird. It's like bipolar or something, right? I don't know I'm talking to myself all the time. We call that Blood Hill is what we call that. But let me tell you, my mother-in-law's hill, that would absolutely be Death Hill. No bleeding involved. They're just going to cut the main artery or something. You're going to bleed out. Should be bleed out hill. It is the hill. Like when it would snow, if I was up there, I'd have to start at the top of the hill, and I'd have to just go fast in order to get up to the top of the hill. You ain't getting out of there. You ain't getting. That's why I don't go up to West Virginia in the winter, because then people, all they got is mountains, hills, and snow, and ain't nobody leaving. They keep you captive. Ain't nobody leaving. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So anyways, here we are. Yes, I get froggy, Tasha. Have you ever heard that before? I get froggy. Every now and then I'm like, I'm ready to leap. I'll leap. That's what happened when I started that new hill. I'm like, not going to do it on every single lap, but I've got to add it to my last app, right? That's what I did. My last part of the walk, I'm going to do it with the last lap. That's what I said. So, and eventually it'll be like, is it next week? Next Monday, I added to the third and the fourth lap, right? Like I keep adding to this to give myself more time and more steps and trying to do this right. Hey, Raj, good to see you, baby. Glad you're on here. I'm just telling on myself, Roger. That's what I'm doing. I'm just telling on myself and about my many adventures that I have going on. So yes, I'm going to have to get out there tomorrow because I am determined. I am not going to quit walking. And y'all know that we had to bury my treadmill. My treadmill, after 10 years, it finally said, sorry, Charlie, we're not doing this. So, my son, of course, is trying to call me in the midst of me doing a live stream. He doesn't know. He's working. He doesn't do Facebook. So yeah, I have to call him back. So, okay. So let's talk I'll walk it if you do. Ma! Hey, let me tell you about, okay, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about product, but Mom is on here, and I've got to tell a real success story here about a product that actually, if you were on the live yesterday, Janae and I talked about briefly. And my mom was having really, Lee's mom, I claim her, she's my mom too, so I'm just saying that's what happened. So she's probably more mine than she is Lee's, anyways. So she was having real struggles with circulation to her feet. I mean, literally, like, her feet were almost a berry color. They had her on a really expensive medicine. The struggle was real, and pain for this, and yet she wasn't really seeing that it was working. My mom was she was actually, like, when I saw her, she was more dependent on a cane then. And we asked her if she would try the OPC3, that powerful antioxidant. And I said, you just got to take it every day. Promise me you'll take it every day. I'll get it for you. I just want to see if it'll help you. We want to see you get back to yourself. I mean, can I be honest? The last few years of her life was dedicated to taking care of Pop Bib. It was. He had a lot of health issues, and right up until the end, Mom never took care of herself, but she took care of him, and that was like her thing. That's what she did, and so now all of a sudden, she is left with, what do I do for me, right? It's hard enough just, getting used to being without that person and not taking care of anymore. But she said she would, so we gave it to her, and all of a sudden, her feet started. Yeah, Lee, she does like me better, just saying. And all of a sudden, the color started coming back to her feet. Yeah. All of a sudden, the circulation she wasn't taking that other medicine. This actually was more affordable, too, than what she was going to have to do. And she's been on that for months now. And she doesn't have those problems. And can I tell you that the last 4 times I've seen her, she has not been on her cane. I know that she might be used to it, but there is such joy in knowing that rather than her putting some prescription medication that's going to give her other complications, that this supplement, this OPC3, that this stuff, that all she had to do was take a capful and put it in some water every day, that it gave her a portion of her life back so that she can move around better. Circulation was better. Not more medicines to make it happen. And I love the fact that she's able to think about herself a little bit. So glad that we could be a part of that. And actually that's what Tasha was talking about when I said she was doing that little mini commercial thing for Market America today. That is what she was talking about. OPC3 is amazing. And I know this is Molly Moments, but you know what? I feel like my mom doesn't ever get on these lives. Matter of fact, I think she's rarely on Facebook. But when I saw it pop up that she was on here, I thought, no, there's a reason that the first thing I saw this morning, Tasha, legit, the first thing that came up this morning when I got on social media was "You're real, sis. I need you to know that. You're real." Now, I already knew how great it was. I take it every single day. You did. And I thought, wow, this is really good. I got to give her a hard time later about being so serious because I never see her serious. And then all of a sudden, here comes Lee's mom. And it went to me like, hold on. We're talking about this. She pops on. Oh, my goodness. Somebody out there who is either listening to the replay or on here live with me right now, somebody needs to know about this OPC3 because this is not a coincidence. I don't believe in those. I believe that when I come on here, look, I'm never prepared. I'm not the person who comes on here and goes, okay, y'all, all week I've been preparing for this. I am not that person. I am not. And even if I did try to prepare for it, not a dang word would come out of my mouth of what I prepared for. I've always been that person who reads the audience. What are people responding to? And although I don't see you, I believe that God just used that moment with her getting on here, and I love that. Tasha, one of my fave people in this life, and I haven't known her long, but daggone, don't I feel like I have. I feel like that was a friendship that was meant to be. Yeah, and here she is. She did that. I don't know why it was released this morning. God knows. So somebody needs to talk to that. Your circulation. Look, this is highly will benefit your health. Putting anything better that's natural like that into your body can only help you. It will never hinder you. So, reach out for sure. Yes, love you, Mom, for sure, 100%. Yes, and yes, Lee, she does like me better. Just saying. Okay. So let's talk about your story. I just told you a story. I didn't have that story planned. I just told you a story about what was going on with Lee's mom. Life is about stories. But the only way that you have a story, in all honesty, is when things happen. Hey, Deborah, good to see you, babe. Yes, Mom just said, listen to me. Her feet were like almost a plum purple, a light plum purple. She says it's amazing. No purple anymore. Do you know what that means? Her freaking her freaking circulation is doing what it should now, and the only difference, OPC3. That's a story. Do you understand why? I know I tease y'all about me. I say, oh, I'm a social media hoe. I am. But really what I am more than anything, I can say that because I love you all to tease me, and it gives my haters something to go on, right? But what I really am is I'm a storyteller. I have not had the easiest life, and that's okay. I didn't think it was okay during the time I was going through those things. But I am a storyteller. And because God has given me the bravery to be able to come out and share things with you that I've gone through, been able to be honest with you, showing you how I got through it, how it wasn't easy. Sometimes I get very emotional when I'm telling you stories because replaying a bad time is difficult for me because sometimes I don't want to go back and think about it. Let's be serious. Sometimes I don't want to go back out and do this. But stories, number one, help other people know that they're not alone. And stories sometimes let people know that when you feel like nobody else could possibly have gone through anything similar or something worse than you hear it. For instance, when I was going through the bad thing, when my sons weren't talking to me, and I go back at that and I think about that, and that was a horrible time in my life. And then one of the ladies that I met through Avon, Faye, she lost her son in a car accident when a drunk driver hit him. And Faye has been brave enough to share that journey and that story. And I thought to myself, sometimes it was hard for me to be grateful for the lack of not talking to my sons, because that made a huge difference for us, right? We had a much better relationship after that, but I got to talk to my kid again. Now, Faye will see her child again. She will see her child in heaven, and they will embrace, and he will be whole. But she made me very grateful for the relationship that I was able to do something with, because that was stolen from her. But I have to tell you, watching Faye now, and I know she probably has her moments for sure. What mom wouldn't? But she is an inspiration to me because she has decided that she is going to keep living life. And as hard as the loss is, she is allowing God to use that in one way or another. That's stuff right there. That's good stuff. Stories. In Isaiah 63:7, it says, I will tell about the Lord's kindness and praise him for everything he has done. I will praise the Lord for the many good things he has given us and for his goodness to the people of Israel. He has shown great mercy to us and has been very kind to us. Well, here's the truth. Stories sometimes are not great stories. And when you're going through something, when you're in the midst of it, it does not feel good. And in many times in my life, I thought, how in the world will God ever use this? Matter of fact, there were times in my life, to be real honest, I was so angry at God, I never thought about how God would use it. I just very much didn't care, was angry, didn't care if it was of God or not of God. Life sucked, my family sucked, and I was just living life day by day, being miserable. Little did I know that my God was watching me through all of that. Little did I know that he was exactly where I left him, like most good fathers are, and mothers, for sure. I believe that God, I don't believe that God does everything. People go, I don't understand why that baby died. Why did God? Yeah, God does allow things to happen. Everything in all of this is in his hand, and he does. And I can't answer that. I can tell you that we live in a very messed up world, and I can tell you that we live in a sick world, and I can tell you that a lot of us eat things we shouldn't eat. We eat things we don't even know we're eating that are bad for us, right? We don't know why the genes go bad in your body and something happens to it. We don't get any of that 100%. But what I do know is all of these things were happening to me in my life, and I'm just living life and doing what I'm doing. And then one day something happened, and God gave me a platform and gave me the grace and helped me not to be scared to tell the stories. To tell the stories about what brought me in front of people who do want to hear, who do want to know that they're not alone. He gave me a platform on social medias, YouTube, all of those things where people are like, I just want to know. Maybe it was a platform for business, sharing, what I was experiencing in business, but yet somebody else may not be experiencing the same thing, or maybe I could help them because they did not know how to work their business into their life instead of their life into their business. That maybe they didn't know what to do if they just were so busy, and what they didn't understand is being so busy means that you can handle just about anything. It's the lazy people who tend to not get done and be successful in business. It's the people who don't know how to take the kids to 4 different things, go work that second job, work your main job too, have dinner on the table, get the homework done. When I find a busy mom who needs extra money from me, I am like, no, this is exactly what you need, because you can get this done. You can share. Sharing is a beautiful thing. God has given us stories, and many of you probably think you don't have a story to tell, but you do. And do you realize that every time that you're getting on social media and you're talking about, look at these chickens, something funny, maybe you're talking about a meal that you just cooked, or you're talking about celebrating the birthday of a family member, or you're going on a trip, or maybe you're complaining about what your husband did. Maybe you are the housewives of Beverly Hills, and you putting all the drama out there, you putting all the secret sauce out there, and I'm the one over here with the popcorn watching. So I want you to know that's okay too. You can tell that story too. It is immense entertainment for me. I need you to know it's okay. I just don't like it when you get upset. You want to share all the stuff on social media, and somebody goes, well, what happened then, or whatever, and then you want to get mad because they ask, and I'm like, dude, why are you getting mad? We are like on season 3, episode 15 of your drama, and now you decide you don't want to share the drama. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. So if you're doing that, either just don't share it at all, or keep sharing it, because it's immense entertainment. Just saying. Yep, Mom, you're right. God's trying to wake people up. He uses people. Oh, and you are one of them. Thanks, Mom. I just, I believe, wait, hold on. I just saw something here. Tasha put pork rinds. What the freak, Tasha? Hold on. I got to go back. I'm just catching my comments of the pork rinds. Tasha, there ain't nothing wrong with pork rinds. Are we going to do this? Okay, I know I'm squirreling, but y'all know me, so hold up. We'll get back to stories. Tasha is talking about pork rinds. So look, girlfriend sent me, can I tell you, a very, very, very nice gift for my birthday. We've already talked about that. But when we were talking, she said, I almost sent you some pork rinds, she says. And I'm thinking, that would have almost been better than the gift to send me pork rinds. Like, you get the right kind and the right... Tasha, you got to get over what happens, how it gets there. You got to just know the pork rinds. Look, it's not something you eat all the time, but every now and then, everybody needs a little bag of pork rinds. It's good. It's good for the digestion. Convinced myself of that. I did. So Tasha needs to stop. Yes, I'm squirreling, but you did it. You did it. So she's at when and by the way, I believe the girl did used to like pork rinds, and then somebody she's like Joanna. Joanna going to send me an article about Reese's peanut butter Easter eggs. Okay, and I am like telling me what's in them, and I'm like, girl, I get them once a year. Do not take that luxury. Dr. D told me 80-20. And I know it's not the best thing. Okay, I absolutely get it. But she's trying to ruin it. She sent me all the stuff. And I'm like, I don't need that ingredients list. I know I am an ingredients reader now. That is not one I turned over. Purposely. Her and I were almost not friends over that. Just saying. Oh my gosh, crazy. And you love them. See, Tasha, people who are on carnivore diets, do you know they can have that? I know because my son used to eat them all the time, right, at one time. So I'm just saying, I don't have them all the time, girl. But don't you dare, you come into my house, don't you be judging that little salt and vinegar bag of pork rinds that could or could not be there. One or the other. You can go ahead and turn a blind eye to it if you want to, but I'm sorry, I'm giving up a lot of stuff. It's not going to be my occasional pork rinds. Okay, we're done talking about that. All right, here we go. Holly, see, Holly says, I'm from St. Louis, and I love pork rinds. Holly, you're getting this, right, Holly? Holly Molly, are you getting that, Holly? I'm just saying. Me too, girl. Me too. Hi, Inez. Good to see you, sweet lady. So glad that you got home safely. Was praying for you. Knew you would. Thanks for being here. I won't. I'm just going to show you the... Tasha! No! Do you want to stay friends? Tasha, I will never forgive you for that one. All right, Tasha, how about we make a deal? You don't show me that video, and I won't keep talking about Jason Voorhees popping up out of your lake while you are laying there relaxing. Because I'm telling you, girl, that's the scene. Friday the 13th, that's the scene, girl. Like at any time, that still water just sitting there, you can hear the, the crickets, the tree frogs, all the things, and all of a sudden, he going to come up out of that water, going to take you right underneath. Now, if you want that to stop, then you're going to have to get off the video for the pork rinds. You need to stop it. Look, she's like, deal. See, I knew I had her. I knew I had her with the Jason thing. I knew it did, 100%. Yes, Holly says she's with me. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. I'm suddenly feeling judged, 100%. Hello, Becky. How are you? And look, it's okay for those who don't like it. Here's the problem. No. Tasha loved them. She loved them. It was another thing that just absolutely connected us, right? Can I say that? It connected us, all right? All right, Tasha, never mind. Anyways, she goes and watch a video about how it's not like she tried it was like, it's nasty. No, she got to go watch a video. Let me tell you something. You ain't going to like steak anymore if you go watch that either. Okay? That's the truth. I don't watch them things. All I know is give me the stuff without all the chemicals. You know what I'm saying? Give that to me. I don't want to know how you're getting it. I don't want to know about killing Calvin the cow. I don't want to know about that. I don't want to know about, killing Wilbur the pig. I want to know about that because I like bacon. I don't eat it all the time. Lee always says, we didn't break up. We had to redefine our relationship. We still love some bacon, okay? but I don't want to know how they getting me the bacon. Oh my goodness. Hey Denise, good to see you, babe. And you know, tree frogs, I know what they, I don't know what they sound like, but I know when I hear them. So Tasha, quit judging me. You know what I meant. You okay. Anyways, let's get back to stories. Let's get back to stories. Okay. You have a story to tell. This is what I want you to think. I want you to think back over all the years, reflect on all the times that you absolutely feel like that you could feel God's goodness, you could feel his graciousness, you could feel his love, but in the beginning of something, maybe you didn't. For instance, maybe it was when you were sick or somebody was sick that you cared about, illness, healing, a relationship breakdown, a breakup, all the drama, you know, we always said that. Beverly Hills, right? Housewives. Or have you watched that Mormon Wife show? I know I'm scrolling again. My daughter-in-law got me hooked on that. Why, whatever it is, sister wife. I know what is the one about the wives and the Mormon wives are with. Can I tell you? I could not pull myself away. Season 2, I watched the whole thing while I was up at their house in May. Seriously, I did. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what is with these women? Guys, they're like, what are they? They've got a TikTok too. Mom TikTok, mom whatever. Taylor, my favorite. I can't help it. I might regret that one day. Taylor, my favorite. Whitney, not so much. Okay. There are a few on there now. I'm just like, no, ain't nothing good about you, and y'all need to go to church. That they need to go to church. Sister Wives. Is it Sister Wives? Is that what it is, Brooke? The one about following their relationship? I don't remember. It's on Hulu. I know I'm watching it on Hulu, whatever it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, I need season 3. But Tasha, did you know that Hulu on July 1st is getting ready to put out, you know how they do the Housewives where they bring them all together and they talk about the season and what's going on? They having one of those July 1st. Hulu just told me. It's because I watch it too much. Seriously, it's because I watch it too much. So it's crazy. Hi, Joy. Good to see you, baby. So yes. So in the story, guys, listen to me. Okay. Oh my God. You guys get me on some of the... No wonder you show up. Y'all like to see me squirrel about everything. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It wasn't less than Mormon Wife. Okay, it's Mormon Wife. Let me tell you, you can't. And it's like 5, 6, 7 of them, and they do mom talk, tick. I don't know what that is. Maybe. Anyways, I started watching them on TikTok too, with them doing their things. It is so much drama. I gotta have popcorn every time. It really is. Okay. Anyways, sometimes people get sick. Sometimes there's a bad relationship, or maybe a struggle in the relationship. Maybe there's a breakdown in something. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a marriage. Maybe it's boyfriend, girlfriend. Maybe it's sister, brother. I mean, relationships, man, there's such a wide span of it. But, you know, it could have been something that happened that you're joyful for, or maybe it's a disappointment, in your job. I'm here for that, because here I was, you know, for 20 years involved in a company that I absolutely love, was smitten with it, loved everything that, you know, that we as a team had built. And suddenly, you know, new owners and things just started going in ways that I thought, I don't understand this. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? So look, you all know I was very flustered during that time. Very flustered to say, what is happening? Why would they do this? Why would they do that? And, you know, Lee, who, God bless him, he always says, Molly, I don't know what's coming, but I know that God is going to work through this. And he says, and I know when this gets done, you are going to have such a story to tell. And of course, at the time, I was angry. I was frustrated. I was going through it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have a story to tell. All right. I'm going to tell everybody about it. Blah, 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 blah. What I didn't know is that God had a better outcome. He had something new waiting for me. And here's the really amazing part. It's not that I regret anything I ever did with Avon, my other company. The truth of the matter is that prepared me in so many ways for where I am now. I had no idea that Market America was going to be the place that I would end up. But what a story in the last 16 months, that as I was going through learning new things and not knowing that things were going to end with Avon and they were going to change their policy midstream, and then, you know, if I did this, they were going to take my team away, all of that. And no, I wasn't happy about any of that. But the point is, God had that moment. I just didn't know it at the time that he did. So as angry and hurt and felt betrayed and all of that, that here I was just trying to make a living and pay the bills and take care of my family and not fail at something, because I felt like I didn't do anything to fail at that, and it was crumbling. And, you know, I'm out there kicking butt and door dashing and trying to do so much, researching other companies, this and again, yeah, I was angry and I was praying and I was like, God, I don't get it. And I'm like, could you please show me? And when the time came, months and months later, and I thought, okay, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. There were a lot of different things. Greensboro, North Carolina, not too far from me. It was wellness. It was something I hadn't dabbled with. I felt everybody in the beauty industry was saying the same thing, selling same products, and I was scared about other things. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Rosie. Good to see you, honey. But what I realized is 100% that God was giving me another story. Now, how I reacted to that story all through it. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I was silent about. I don't have to lie to you. Y'all know you was following me the whole time. How do I lie about it? Oh my gosh. If I was asked in private, I told you exactly why I wasn't posting about Avon at the time. There were things that I no longer believed in. There were people I no longer trusted, right? There were all of those things. I didn't like direction. I felt like, oh my goodness. Tasha, I know I don't, Tasha. Why would you see the fly? That's what Tasha is. The freaking fly just keeps flying by my head. I'm like, stop it! I took a shower today. I do not stink. Get away from me, fly. Oh my gosh. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. Let me start over. Back up. Hey, Tasha. So good to see you. I am so glad you stopped by. It would not be a Molly's Moments with Jesus without you, sis. How about that? Is that good? A little bit of sarcasm in there, right? But but I need you to know I got you covered. It's okay. I got you covered, right? So now that she's got me off track again, this was a story. The whole thing was a story, and now you all have followed me in my story. Look, I know, even the ones who can't comment. You can't comment. It could put you in jeopardy. You can't say, hey, great Molly, because, or I'm proud of you, Molly, or whatever, because you've got a big old eye in the sky who's saying if you do that and you're supporting me in another journey, then you are what? You are betraying them. You saw my post on that. Like, I believe that, again, how the company has changed. But he knew. And to be able to see things come full circle, to be able to say, I wondered, God, am I ever going to feel happiness again? Am I ever going to feel connected again? Am I ever going to feel like people listen again? God, am I ever going to feel like I belong again? Am I ever going to feel community again? And what I wasn't hearing from him at the time, because I hadn't gotten there yet, is you just hold on. Your story's about to get bigger than you ever thought, Molly. I am going to use everything that you consider bad for the last few years. It wasn't good, but I am going to use it. And we are going to use it to better so many lives of people. In an age where everybody is sick, in an age where everybody is unhappy, in an age where everybody will just let people slam on them and hurt them and do things that you're like, why would you take that? You're going to come through, and I am going to give you a joyful story that says, I didn't say it would be easy, but all those things that you missed that allow you to become successful and help people the way you used to feel you could, it's about to happen. I just need you to stay the course. And every time I would say, and look, and I still have those moments. You want me to be completely honest? I still have moments, even in this company, where something that will happen, and I will go, is this for me? Sometimes I don't feel like I fit in. I feel like I'm not just the right fit for this company, or maybe it takes me a little bit longer to learn something that I want to learn, or trying to figure out how I can do something and be my best possible person and not be a prototype of somebody else, although I love something about them. I still have that. And do you know about the time I do that? It doesn't take long. I'll say, God, am I wrong? Is there something different? And then he shows me something. And he'll bring a friendship, or he'll bring somebody from this company in, and somebody will show me the grace that I need to feel at that moment, and the love that I need to feel at that moment. And I feel God wrap his arms around me and say, see, here's another part of the story to tell. Go tell it, Molly. Tell people exactly what you found. Tell them about the friendships. Tell them about the fact that you can stand loud and proud, and you can tell your story about where you're at. Now, does that mean everybody needs to be with me in this story? No. But you need to know that it can be done. You need to know that God always has something greater for you. But if you're so busy holding on to the old, holding on to that old relationship, that, like it or not, people are always going to treat you badly if you allow them to treat you badly. I got news for you. You don't deserve to be treated badly. You are, if you are, and I hope you are, a child of God. But whether you've chosen to be a child of God or not, God made you for a reason. And it wasn't to sit here and take abuse. You may have to go through some things in life, but never forget, God made you and all of us with the ability to choose. We choose what we stay in. We choose what we accept. We choose that job where you feel like the boss is beating you up, or taking advantage of you, or making unnecessary passes, or not being honest with you. Whatever that is, you get to choose. It's no different than walking into a store that used to have really great produce. And matter of fact, you would go to that store for the produce, even if you didn't for anything else. And suddenly you go in there because you've always gone to that store, and you're like, oh, the produce isn't that good. But you'll go in there and you'll get mealy strawberries that wouldn't what you really wanted. You'll get cauliflower that's brownish. You will get this. Well, I've got to keep coming to this store because it's something I've always done. It's something I've always known, Molly. You don't understand. I'm just hoping this store will get their crap together and will suddenly have fresh vegetables and stuff again. So I'm going to keep buying the older looking things, even though I could go over here and check out these 3 stores and see if quite possibly my money will be put to better use, better nutrients, good selection, not bad stuff. You choose that. I don't mean to come down and be harsh, but you choose that. Tasha, let's correct. You ain't getting rid of me. Let's be honest. You ain't getting rid of me. There's a reason. I don't know what it is, but you were one of those reasons, sister, that I was bought into this. That I was bought into this. Here you are in North Carolina, in King, North Carolina. I ain't even been to King, North Carolina. I didn't know there was a King, North Carolina. But here you are, in such a connection. And I know I've never told you, but there is a backstory to that. There is a backstory to a really bad time for me. And there you were. Now she's just going to think she's wonderful, right? But yeah, I'll have to tell you the backstory on that one day. Diane, I love you, sis. Glad I didn't know you were on here. Hi, Vicky. Love you too. But and Lee says you will never grab a hold of your future if your hands are still holding on to your past. I need you to know that. I need you to feel that. I was so scared to move to North Carolina. I felt the pull. I didn't know if that was supposed to be where I should be, but I was a Marylander all my life. For 50-something years, I was a Marylander. It's all I knew. My whole family lived up there. And when my brother died, I absolutely, completely, it just did things to me. I took care of him. I wanted him to get healthy. I wanted him to care enough to want to get healthy. And it was hard. It was hard taking care of him. It was hard seeing him make the wrong choices. But here's the truth. When all that happened and it just put my family into an upheaval and I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I knew that I was going to be leaving my sons up in Maryland. But I also knew that my sons would be okay and that it was just geography. We wanted to get Lee closer to Lee's family because Lee had always been there with me through all those years of taking care of so much in my family and being there as I was raising my boys and, being there when, recovering from a bad divorce, all of the things, right? And his dad even then wasn't in the best of health. But then COVID and everything hit. That's a whole nother thing. But it does make it easier for us to show up some for Lee's family when we can and we're not working. But when I came down here, little did I know. And by the way, Avon was doing well then for me when I moved down here. It's one of the reasons I did. I thought I can live easier and better because it was cheaper than Maryland. Maryland is very expensive. And I had to get away from there. So in reality, I had no clue that any of this was going to be in the works. I mean, I've been down here, 6 years? 6 years almost now. It will be in September. And I think God knew another chapter of the story was going to be written with Mark in America because he knew what was going to happen with Avon. He knew that wasn't going to be good for me. But he said, what you do need, Molly, is all the experience that you're going to get from the company that you've loved for so long. Even if it's not the same place anymore. It taught you so much. It gave you so many friends. It gave you, and look, I know for a while, I was very, very salty because when people just quit following me and this and that, and you've got some people in your life you go, wow, I thought we were more than just the company. And some people, that's exactly what it was. It was just the company, but there were some that weren't. And then I realized they had to protect themselves. They had to protect themselves. And once I could get over my hurt feelings and realize that, I thought, man, here's another freaking, story to tell in the midst of it. I need you to know that if you have not recognized where God is in your story, I know that for me, not right away, but I can attest to God's kindness in my life. Just like the verse I read about the Israelites, your story is worth repeating. And I know you go, no, it brings too much sadness. Do you know that when you tell a story about losing your parent, And I've been there. I've lost both of my mom, Tasha, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there we go. No replay on that one. I lost my mom. She was 44. I was 16. My dad lived a good old life, but didn't have a good relationship. Speaking of Tasha, again, another place she has come into my life. I don't know why I didn't see it on June 14th, but Tasha, I did not see your post about your dad until this morning. Until this morning, I saw it. And I read it, and I said, oh my gosh, you know, I was very almost like, oh, if I had only had that relationship with my dad, if he had only loved me like that. Now, I've been through that, and I've walked through that journey, and that's okay. I'm here. But you know what's great? There are people like that who show you that, you know what? She had a dad who gave to the relationship as much as she was giving to the relationship. Maybe he gave more sometimes, because really that's kind of what parents do, right? I had a dad who never experienced that himself, I found out later on, and never really wanted to learn how to. So in essence, I felt like I wasn't important enough, that I wasn't worth the love, that I wasn't worth the time or the effort. And as a girl who was used to, who just wants to be loved by their daddy, it never happened for me. He could be a funny guy, but he was like that guy. He was like a good uncle. Could walk in, he'd tell a good joke, everybody would laugh. But you know one thing he did do with mom, even though dad, he drank for many years, there was still a roof over my head during the majority of those years. And I have to be thankful that I wasn't one of the kids who was living out of a car, for sure. For sure. So, what I would say is your story is important. Be brave. Be brave. Speak it. It's not over because you're still breathing. Diane says the people who we've met since starting MA have changed their lives for the better. They have. Diane, I don't know, with you and with me both, I'm sure with many people, don't you feel like you don't have to be on the defensive? Don't you feel like you can exhale? Don't you feel like you don't have to wait for the next thing, right? It just, it's been beautiful. And so it's okay. Stop sitting where you can complain all the time. Quit sitting in a life of unhappiness and decide that you want something more. God wants anything, good, bad, or indifferent, to be used for your story to help someone else. But if you don't help yourself first, then you're going to be stuck in the same chapter over and over and over again, and you don't have to. Hello, sweetheart. How are you, Christine? Good to see you. So that's all I got for you today. Today it was storytelling, and there were lots of stories in this. And as usual, you're not going to keep me on one subject. I know I say Molly's moments with Jesus, but let me be very clear. Jesus has been in every moment of my life, even when I didn't want him there. He was there. But he's not pushy, and he's not overbearing, and all he wanted was for me to want him in my life. And the moment I let him back in, and letting him lead, sometimes I didn't, sometimes I'm hard-headed, you know that. It's no great surprise there. That he will lead you in a direction. Doesn't say that he's going to lead you and you're going to feel good about it and you're not going to be scared and you're not going to have a valley and no, that's not true. He walks with you through the hard times. Quit thinking because you know Jesus, you never have any bad times. I'm sorry, Jesus didn't even have an easy life. Are you kidding me? Here on earth, he didn't have an easy life. So all I'm going to say is, man, 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 you have got to know that your story is important. And by the way, if your family doesn't think it's important, who cares? Maybe your story isn't about touching someone in your family. Maybe that's to come. Maybe your story is to help somebody that really doesn't even know you. Can I tell you? There's very little support for me in what I do now within my family. Newsflash, no. They think I'm crazy, network marketing, blah, blah, blah. Didn't you learn with Avon, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. It's okay. I need you to know that people who work 9 to 5 and they make hourly wages, it's really hard for them to see past that. I think what they've forgotten is I've most of my life worked hourly wages too. I know that. I just wanted something different. I wanted something where I know I just wasn't showing up, but that I'm helping people. I'm helping people get healthier. I am helping people get more beautiful. I'm helping them with beauty, skincare, their pet stuff. I am with a company who wants to do it. And you know what the company's doing for me? Do you know what the people are doing for me? They're educating me, and they're getting me healthier. I reached pound 28 yesterday that I have lost. And yes, it is a slow weight loss. But I'm losing inches and I'm losing inflammation and I feel better. And it's not through medications. It's through supplements and it's through community, believe it or not. People who are there not to judge you, people who want to love you. And by the way, when you hit your 60s, that's why you need to do it now. If you're younger, it's harder to lose weight. It is. Now, I have been in acceptance of myself for a long time now, and it has been a while since I was really unhappy with I was a person who never wanted to have their picture taken, that kind of stuff. I don't care. I learned to accept my body 6 foot and bigger all day long. I'm okay with that. You know what? Somebody could call me fat. It's okay. You're right, baby. Just more to hug here. It's all good. That stuff doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. I lived a lifetime of that. What I didn't know was that I could feel better. What I didn't know is even with extra weight, I could feel better and get there. I could feel like I could walk again. I'm not going to tell you I love walking because I don't. Let's be very clear. I do not love walking. I don't like doing all that. But I will do what I have to do, just like brushing my teeth so that people want to be around me, right? So that I will feel better. Whatever you're in, if you're not feeling better, if you're not feeling good about it, if you feel like all you do is complain about it, that's not God's fault. That's your fault because you're choosing it. You're choosing it. You can be healthier and you can do it in a healthy aspect without all the stuff. Can you imagine getting healthier and you going into a doctor's office and him saying, you know what? I don't know what's going on with you, but you're good. We need to start tapering down your medications because wow, look what's happening. And you know it's supplements. Woof. I gotta tell you, God has a story for you too. Please don't sit in the same chapter. And share it. Share it. I know a lot of you think I'm crazy, but the same ones who think I'm crazy seem to show up here for the replay or act like they don't support me. That's okay. They don't show up. People who pretend to be your friends, but you know they're really not. They're tolerating you. That's okay. They still show up, and eventually you can touch their lives too. Keep showing up. It's okay. I love you. Take care. Hopefully I will see you next week. God willing, and the creek don't rise. I don't got a creek, thankfully, so hopefully that ain't going to be the reason. But go forth and tell your story. Have a great day.